Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 132 on my countdown to retirement, plus a quick catch up for day 133. So, starting with day 133, as you guys know, I was helping my son draft proposals to his company to be able to transition from an employee to a consultant. And so we sent that out, and then the company ended up rejecting his counter proposal. And so then I helped him think through his response, and we went back and forth with the company, I think, two more times. By the end of the day, we were able to reach agreement, and then both he and the company signed the proposal or the contract, I guess, at that point. And so he will start working as a consultant on Monday and finish out his employment as of Friday the 22nd. And then for dinner, I ended up cooking some chicken thighs with sauteed mushrooms, and then we had a side salad. And my wife wanted me to use a lemon pepper seasoning that I had purchased for her, and I just must not used enough because you just really couldn't taste it. I mean, it just tastes like you're eating chicken, not really flavored with anything. And then, as my son and daughter-in-law needed to fly out early on Friday morning, they did their laundry and started packing, to be able to head out to Raleigh. And they had to catch a 5 a.m. sorry, they had to catch I think it was a 7:20 or 7:30 flight out of Atlanta, and I live between 75 and 90 minutes away from the Atlanta airport. So for them to be able to, leave my house, get to the airport, drop off their rental car, get through security and anything, they had to leave my house around 5 a.m. So, we said our good nights, and we headed to bed. And then for day 132 today, my son and daughter flew out from Atlanta to Raleigh to meet the transport driver that was moving their vehicle from California to North Carolina. And then they took possession of their new home and sent me a brief video showing me their apartment, which I'm going to show you here real quick. It's the guest room. This is our place. Got a living dining area. This is our view, very green. Balcony over there, kitchen. That's the front door, actually. And then this is the master. It's corner windows and balcony. And then movers will arrive tomorrow to formally move them in, and they'll start their new life in North Carolina. And then my wife and her twin sister went out shopping today. I had early morning meetings, and so anyway, while they were out shopping, I also decided to take the guest room that my son and daughter-in-law were staying in, and I moved the bed and box springs out of that room into our hallway. Excuse me. And then I moved all the furniture into the center of the room so we could have a weekend painting project, because we had bought paint to repaint this room, probably a couple months ago now, and it's been sitting in the garage. And so to kind of motivate us to get it done, I'm leaving the beds in the hallway, so we have to kind of navigate through the hallway. So it'll become a weekend project to get done. And then when my wife got back, she told me that the market was ripping higher. And after I had moved the furniture around in the room, I'd gone back out to my office, and I was heads down doing my end of week summary reports, for the leadership team. And so I hadn't watched any news for the day. And apparently, I guess, at Jackson Hole, Jay Powell gave some comments that made the market think that there was a very high probability of the cutting cycle starting in September. And so pretty much, all of the indexes and stocks in general were just ripping higher for the day. So based on those comments, and I looked at the stock market real quick. I put in a sell order for the SPDR Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, which is a symbol DIA, to reduce my exposure in that particular ETF. And so it ended up executing a little bit after 2:30 today. So I was able to raise some cash that I'll be able to put back to work into other things as I wait for a little bit of weakness that normally happens seasonality wise in kind of the last week of August and early into September, usually right after Nvidia reports. So I wanted to have some cash on hand so I could rebalance my portfolio as I head into Q4 in advance of retiring at the end of the year. And then I was super tired by the time it got to like sometime between 4 and 4:30. So I was done with all my work at that point. So then I just decided to lay down and take a nap. My body has not gotten back on the Eastern Daylight Time from the trip we've been taking, and so we were 7 hours ahead at one point, 5 hour. Well, actually, we were 7 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours, and 4 hours, depending on which location we were in. So we kept changing our sleeping patterns, and so I just haven't gotten back onto a steady pattern yet. So took the nap because I was just wiped. Got up. When I got up, I made dinner, which was New York strip and some mashed potatoes. And we haven't had a steak since, I want to say, sometime around the 24th or 25th of July. So it's almost a month now. So it came out great on the grill, and it was a really nice change of pace to be able to get back to eating a steak. So I really enjoyed it. Anyway, this evening I'm probably going to watch some YouTube videos from the various channels I subscribe to. I haven't watched virtually any YouTube videos this week as I've been entertaining my son and daughter-in-law and dealing and having my wife's birthday celebration, etc. So I'll probably start catching up on some of the things I've missed over the last week. Anyway, that's my update for yesterday and today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.